house there.
Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 monster lifts you should hit for ultimate mass and strength. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need help, if you're frustrated, check out the link down below to coaching. It's only $80 a month, and I don't just check in once a week. I check in every single day. All right, so 5 lifts for ultimate mass and strength. I want to know what you guys think about these. Drop a comment down below. Some of them are going to seem impossible. Some of them you might even be close to, but I will tell you in my chase for mass and strength. And over the years, some people have known me as a power lifter. Some have known me as a body transformation guy or whatever. But basically, I've been a power builder my whole life. And I hate to toss around that term in the modern era because it's been kind of warped. I started using it, 15, 20 years ago because I wasn't a bodybuilder. I wasn't a power lifter. I just like both. I like mass and strength. And that's kind of the heart of this channel. So anyway, in my chase for ultimate mass, I never chased specifically, for a long time, I didn't chase specifically numbers. The numbers were just a byproduct of my chase for mass, of my chase for progressive overload. And I didn't do so recklessly. I always controlled the weight. I always had, reasonable training, right? So these 5 lifts, out of all of them, were probably, for me, the biggest lifts that indicators or the biggest lifts that I was really obsessed with when it came to mass and strength, probably the most impactful lifts. So let's get into them. Number 1, dumbbell rows. Basically hitting 150 for multiple sets of 10. If you can get to that level, your back strength is right. You're right where you need to be as far as back strength, and it's going to help contribute to back mass. Now, I understand in this day and age, there's not a lot of gyms with 150-pound dumbbells. I get it. You're lucky if you have anything above 100. But still, this is a really good strength standard. For me, for a long time, I think I reached the 120s for 3 sets of 10, somewhere around, 1997. I really started to become obsessed with dumbbell rows. And they didn't really have dumbbells greater than 120. So that was a pretty good beginner step, right? But when I started training at my home gym, I realized I was capable of a lot more. So you might not have the capability of doing 150s for multiple sets of 10, but if you do come across that, or if you have a home gym, I really want to encourage you to challenge yourself and see if you can get your dumbbell row up higher. Now, if you're stuck with 100s or whatever, usually what I would do in a gym when I'm training somewhere and I only have 100s is I'll try to do a set of 20s, 100 by 20, or usually I limit it to 2 sets of 20 reps. So I might do dumbbell rows with the 100s for 2 sets of 20. When you're doing that, you got to be really, really aware of driving your elbow and shoulder back to move that weight. Take as much of the bicep as you can out of that lift because your bicep is going to take a beating. Even if your form is right, even if you're moving the weight correctly, the bicep is still the weaker muscle group in the chain, and it's going to take a beating. So really be aware of that. But strength standards, basically 150s for multiple sets of 10. If you don't have weight that high, just think get your rows as strong as you can. All right, number 2, seated dumbbell overhead press, multiple sets with the 100s. This is going to be a really difficult challenge, but I'm going to tell you, if you can get your seated dumbbell overhead press even close to this, it's a really good indicator of how you're training in general in the gym. If you have a strong overhead press in any form, it usually means that you're going to have mass and strength over the rest of your body. So this is a lift that I really like to use as an indicator for clients, and it's a lift I like to use as a personal indicator. I got my seated dumbbells at my peak up to 120s for 5s. I used to do 3 sets of 100s for about 10. That's pretty darn strong. Once you get up in around 90 or 95, you're pretty much there. So That's a great, great goal. 100s, if you have them, that's just a spectacular end goal. All right, number 3. This one might sound silly to you guys compared to the rest of the lifts in this list, but it's not, and hear me out. Squats, 405 by 5. Now, that might not seem as impressive as 100-pound dumbbells for 10 reps or any of the other lifts on this list, but it really, really is. Not a lot of guys get to 405 by 5 on the squat, and it's not the 5 specifically that is any magic number. But, just getting over 400 for a quality amount of reps, very few lifters get there. And the thing is, with your quad strength and with your quad size, if you can get to that point, you're pretty darn strong. You're stronger than most people you'll ever meet on the squat. You're not powerlifting strong, right? But you're still stronger than 99.99% of lifters out there. You're stronger than they'll ever get on the squat. And this will allow you to do multiple sets with 275 or 315 for a lot of reps, and that's about all you'll need for quality quad size over the course of your life. All right, number 4, dumbbell bench, 100s for multiple sets of 10. Now, we already talked about the seated dumbbell overhead press. The bench press is the same. The dumbbell bench is the same. You have to get that dumbbell bench strong. The dumbbells have been a big part of my hypertrophy muscle building journey. The dumbbell bench, the dumbbell overhead press, and you got to get these to at least 100. I would say I capped it at 100, but if you have 110s in your gym, that's a really good goal as well. Even the 120s for 10. That's really good quality strength, and that'll lend itself to quality mass. Now, finally, this is kind of a pet fun lift. But I've found over the years that with the bench press, a lot of guys tend to under-volume the bench press rather than over-volume the bench press. I have found that the bench press as a lift, I like to do volume. Volume tends to get my chest really sore. It tends to work my chest harder. It works my triceps harder as a secondary part of the movement. And instead of doing like 5x5s or 3x6s, I like to do 5x10s, or I like to work up to a 20 rep set. So with that said, 225 by 20 on bench. 225 by 20 is a really good goal. That's going to put your 1 rep max somewhere around 315. And just working in those rep ranges, those big beefy rep ranges, just a quality goal for mass and strength. It's going to be a game changer if you've never tried that. You can still do your low rep stuff, but I encourage you to do some higher rep stuff like this, whether it's a 3x10, a 4x10, a 5x10, or even working up to a 20 rep set. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.